everybody. Today we are going to be practicing measuring with a ruler, and we did some of this in class already. We measured to the inch and to the centimeter. So here is my inch side. I have my inch side up. Down here are my centimeters on the other side, but I'm not going to worry about centimeters today. We're working with inches. And the interesting thing that we're going to do today is actually measure to the half inch. So you all have been working with fractions a lot, right? And you even put fractions on a number line. So you know what it's like to divide a number line or numbers into halves. So remember we did that with a number line. We had 0 and 1, and we divided it in half to put 1/2 there because fractions are smaller than the whole, and the whole is 1 right here. 1 inch would be a whole inch, and fractions divide that inch up into pieces. So you can see here that I actually marked it with a Sharpie to make it darker so you can see. I divided my inch in half right there, and that dark blue line is my half inch mark. Then I have the 1 inch mark. Then if I go between 1 and 2, there's an inch that I can divide in half. So if I go past the 1 inch mark and I go to this little line right here, that means it's 1.5 inches because it's half of an inch more than 1. It's not at the 2 yet, okay? Because then we'll get to the 2 inch, and then here's the 2.5 inch mark because it's in between the 2 and the 3. So those dark lines right there are my half inch mark. So we're gonna practice. I'm gonna measure a few things that I had in my desk. And we're gonna start with Post-its. So I'm gonna line it up right at the first line on my ruler, which means 0. And I'm gonna go right to the edge of my object. And this object actually goes right to the full 3 inches. So I can actually write here, this object is 3 inches. And we know our abbreviation for inches is IN period. So my Post-its are 3 inches wide. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna go to the next thing. Okay, I have a marker here. I have a Sharpie. So let's measure my Sharpie. I'm gonna line it up right at the edge of my ruler. Okay. And I can see here, here's the 5 inch mark, but the Sharpie is more than 5 inches. It's past the 5 inch mark. It's in between the 5 inch mark and the 6 inch mark, and it's halfway in between. That's my half inch mark right there. I made it darker. So this Sharpie is actually 5.5 inches. It didn't get to 6 yet. It's at the 5 inch area, but it's at 5.5 inches. So my Sharpie, I can write 5, and then I write 1/2. That stands for 5.5, and then I put my IN period for 5.5 inches. Okay. One more item I'm going to measure with you guys. I found this chapstick in here. So I'm going to line my chapstick up at the first line there on my ruler and follow it all the way to the edge here. And it's in between the 2 and the 3. And it's about at the 2.5 inch mark. You can see it goes a tiny bit past the half inch mark, but that's why I'm using the word about, right? It's very close to that 2.5 inch marks. Here's 1 inch, 2 inch, and then there's my half inch in between the 2 and the 3. So for my chapstick, I would say about 2, and then I write 1/2 because we know this stands for 1/2, 2.5 inches, or IN period is our abbreviation. Okay, good luck today when you're measuring to the half inch.